Hi everyone, I'm Matthew Moniz, and right now I'm in Munich, Germany, and it's about a few hours after Huawei's big event where they announced a brand new smartphone. And that smartphone is the Huawei Mate 9. This is their brand new flagship. It's being released here in Europe and Asia with plans to bring it to the United States sometime in the near future. Now this phone has a 5.9-inch display, so at first you're thinking it's pretty big, but because the bezels are so thin, it's actually the same size as the iPhone 7 Plus. It also has a 4,000 milliamp battery, and Huawei claims it's using its new technology called Supercharge, which can charge faster than fast charge on the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. The example they gave us is it can charge up to about 50% in just 30 minutes. On top of that, you have a super fast fingerprint sensor on the back. You have one speaker on the bottom. It's using USB Type-C. There's an infrared scanner on the top so you can change your TV or other appliances in your household. And of course, it comes with an audio jack, which seems to be a feature these days. On the front, there is a 8 megapixel front-facing camera with an aperture of f1.9. I haven't really taken too many selfies, but I promise to go over that in my full review. And on the back, you have the same camera setup that you have with the Huawei P9. So Huawei again has partnered with Leica to bring that one monochrome sensor and one RGB sensor. Now the RGB sensor is 12 megapixels, so it's a good sensor. And the other sensor has been bumped up to 20 megapixels. So those monochrome pictures are going to be a lot more detailed. And when you combine the color with the black and white photo, you're going to have very vibrant photographs. Now I will be taking a lot of pictures with this phone, and I will be putting it up against the S7 Edge and possibly the iPhone 7 Plus so that you guys can determine which camera is the best. Inside the phone, it's using Huawei's brand new Kirin 960 processor. This is the first phone to have this processor, and they say it's their fastest processor yet. So if you use the 955, you know how smooth performance is on the P9 Plus. So just imagine how much faster the 960 is going to be. But the biggest thing that I'm excited about is the new version of MUI. I've never really liked MUI in the past. I found it to be very bloated, I found it to be clunky, it was disorganized, and there's a lot of little things I didn't like about it. Well, they've redesigned it a lot on top of Android 7.0. So the settings menu is a lot cleaner and a lot easier to navigate. The notification menu, which I didn't like on the previous version, is a lot more stock Android-like. So when notifications come in, you could actually see them, and even the icons in the top left-hand corner. But there's tons and tons of software features that Huawei's added to this phone, and it would just be a whole entire video if I was just to go through all of them, but I promise to include the important ones in my full review. But quickly, they added a dual SIM in this phone, so if you pop in another SIM in this card, and there's two different numbers or two different accounts, you can have twin apps. So for example, if you have one account on your WhatsApp and you put in another SIM that's connected to another WhatsApp account, you can have two versions of that application on your phone and communicate separately between them. And you can do the same thing for Facebook as well. Huawei also has their knock features, so if you knock and then slide across, it'll take a screenshot, and a bunch of other knock features that you can customize for your own personal experience. Huawei has finally added the ability to include an app drawer for your home screen. So if you're one of those people that like to have it, you can enable it in your settings menu. They say 50% of people don't like it and 50% of people do like it. I personally prefer having an app drawer, so I'm glad they added it as an option. They've also implemented a new machine learning algorithm which studies the things you do on your phone and optimizes the experience to make it a lot more fluid one for yourself. Now because it is studying your habits, Huawei says everything is done on the phone and none of that information is being sent to the cloud. There's also new memory compression, so anything that you don't use that often, it still will stay in the background, but it gets compressed so it doesn't take up space. So all the important stuff that you use most often gets pushed up to the front. So think of a quality of service for all the important stuff that you use mostly. And the last thing I want to mention is that the Mate 9 is supposed to get faster the longer you use it. Huawei said they implemented a new storage fragmentation feature where they have its own type of file system that will kind of optimize your storage as time goes forward. So when you start using your phone 18 or 19 months down the road, it's supposed to actually run faster compared to whatever else is on the market right now. They actually did a simulation comparing it to the S7 Edge, and everything on the Huawei Mate 9 ran a lot smoother. Now obviously this is a simulation and I'll have to test that out for myself. So that wraps up the Huawei Mate 9. It's coming here to Europe and Asia. It's going to go for about 699 euros. But if you want more in your Mate 9, they've also announced a Porsche design version of it, which has a lot beefier specs. So you're gonna get 6 gigabytes of RAM. The screen size is gonna be reduced to 5.5 inches, but it's gonna have a QHD display and it's gonna be curved. I got to play with it for a little bit and I have to say it's by far the most beautiful phone I've ever used. So that pretty much wraps up my hands-on with the Huawei Mate 9. Now, if you have any questions about this phone that you want me to talk about in my full review, let me know in the comments below, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel for that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And as always, I will see you in the next video.